I will talk about nitrogen cycle. I have two sources of nitrates in the soil. Nitrates, this is a compound found in the soil. The plant used these compounds to make proteins. What are nitrates? The very important compounds found in the soil. And the plant used these compounds to form proteins. These nitrates, pay attention to me, I will simplify it for you. These nitrates will be changed into proteins by the action of plant. Nitrates will be changed into proteins by the action of a plant. So I must know what are the sources of nitrates in the soil. Nitrates are very important compounds in the soil. By the action of plant, these nitrates will be changed into proteins. When nitrates the compounds containing nitrogen. What are nitrates? Compounds containing nitrogen. But what are the sources of nitrates in the soil? I have two sources of nitrates in the soil. I have two sources of nitrates in the soil. Number one, nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas found between the soil particles will be changed into nitrates. This nitrogen gas will be changed into nitrates by the action of nitrogen fixing bacteria. And firstly, a nitrogen gas will be changed into nitrates. Nitrogen gas in the soil will be changed into nitrates by the action of nitrogen fixing bacteria. ما بيكتبش ليه nitrogen fixing bacteria. يبقى nitrogen, this is the first source of nitrates in the soil. A nitrogen gas found between soil particles will be changed into nitrates by the action of nitrogen fixing bacteria. You must know that in living creatures can't get benefit from nitrogen in the gaseous state. It must be changed into nitrates firstly for the living creatures to get benefit from it. Understand? Right. This is the first source of nitrates. So what about the second source of nitrates? I told you that there are two sources of nitrates in the soil. The second source is اللي هي organic matter found in the soil, yet dead creatures. Organic matter found in the soil will be changed by the action, will be changed into nitrates by the action of certain type of bacteria called nitrifying bacteria.
أمال إيه أمونيا ده بقى؟
إيه؟
أمال إيه أمونيا؟
Sorry. Nitrifying bacteria. Sorry, I forgot it. It will be changed firstly by the action of bacteria. لحظة. I forget it, sorry. Firstly, ادي organic matter by the action of decomposers, by the action of decomposers bacteria or decomposers. By the action of decomposers, a certain type of bacteria, decomposers bacteria, will be changed firstly into ammonia. Will be changed firstly into
Ammonia.
will be changed firstly into ammonia. Then ammonia will be changed into nitrates. Then ammonia will be changed into nitrates. Ammonia into nitrates by certain type of bacteria is called nitrifying bacteria. Called what?
Nitrifying bacteria.
Nitrifying bacteria. يبقى أنا عندي two sources of nitrates in the soil. النيتروجين using nitrogen fixing bacteria will be changed into nitrates, والorganic matter will be changed into ammonia by the action of decomposer bacteria, decomposers, decomposing bacteria. Then ammonia by the action of nitrifying bacteria will be changed into nitrates. يبقى الامونيا by the action of nitrifying bacteria will be changed into
nitrates.
Then the plant will take these nitrates, changing it into proteins. The plant will take these nitrates, changing it into proteins.
Proteins.
Another change will take place. This ammonia can be changed into nitrogen again. This ammonia can be changed into nitrogen again by certain type of bacteria called denitrifying bacteria.
طب وهي ليه أصلا بترجع نيتروجين تاني؟
A certain type of bacteria make this change. The certain type of bacteria make this change. يبقى هنا إن الأمونيا can be changed into nitrates using nitrifying bacteria, and can be changed into nitrogen again using denitrifying bacteria. يبقى أنا عندي النيتريفاينج بكتيريا يوسفول بكتيريا. النيتريفاينج بكتيريا يوسفول bacteria increase the nitrogen content of the soil. النيتريفاينج bacteria increase the nitrogen content of the soil as it changes ammonia into nitrates, as it changes ammonia into nitrates. But denitrifying bacteria considered harmful bacteria, as it decreases the nitrogen content on the nitrates content on the soil, or decrease the nitrogen content of the soil. لأن الأمونيا will be, using denitrifying bacteria will be changed into nitrogen gas again. اللي هو form in which the plant or animal can't get benefit from. Understand the nitrogen cycle? This is the nitrogen cycle. Let's see the other cycles. The water cycle. The water recycled through transpiration, evaporation, rain, and condensation. In the water evaporated from the seas, rivers, and oceans. The water evaporated from where? Seas, rivers, and oceans, raising up in the sky to form clouds. وبعد كده it will undergo condensation and falls down again as rains.
تمام.
صح؟ يبقى ده evaporation والrain والcondensation. الكربون سايكل طبعا انا ما يهمنيش حاجه في الكربون سايكل اللي هي when dead organisms buried deep in the earth for thousands of years, what happens to them؟ يعني لما dead organisms buried deep in the earth for thousands of years. It will be changed into coal and oil. صح؟
Mm.
اللي هي الأورجانيك fuel. طيب when the organic fuel burned in cars and vehicles will produce carbon dioxide. الكربون dioxide ده used by plants to make photosynthesis process. So the carbon dioxide will be incorporated in the plant in the plant food. يعني الكربون dioxide هيدخل في plant food in this case. طيب when the animal eats the plant يبقى هنا الكربون will be transferred from the plant body to the animal body. Both plants and animals die and decompose, returning the carbon to the soil again. Understand the carbon cycle? يبقى الكربون cycle, as I told you, in dead organisms buried deep in the earth for thousands of years will be changed into organic fuel, الكول والoil. الكول and oil will be burned in the car vehicles, in the cars and vehicles, producing carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide used by plants during photosynthesis process to make their food. Plants will respire producing carbon dioxide again. Animals eat plants, so the carbon transferred from plants to animals. Both plants and the animals will die, decompose, so the carbon return back again to the soil. يبقى كده الكربون حصل له recycling ولا لا؟ in a cycle and return back to its original place. مش كده؟ by ايه بقى؟ ايه process that I mentioned in this cycle؟ الfuel burning, photosynthesis, decomposition, respiration. Yes?
Yes.
يبقى الميجر rule of what are heterotrophs? What are heterotrophs?
اللي هم البلانتس وكده.
No. I have two types of living creatures on earth. Autotrophs and heterotrophs. I have two types of living creatures on earth. Autotrophs and heterotrophs. الautotrophs اللي هم البروديوسرز اللي make their own food. الautotrophs, who are autotrophs?
Producers.
Oh, that make their own food. Like what are heterotrophs? اللي هم الconsumers اللي هم can't make their own food but feed on other creatures.
تمام.
الميجر rule of heterotrophs, you know heterotrophs. الهيتيروتروفز اللي هم الكونسيومرز. الهيتيروتروفز اللي هم مين؟
consumers.
الهيتيروتروفز, the rule of heterotrophs to recycle materials, recycle materials in the earth, recycling. يبقى ده الميجر rule of heterotrophs. And photosynthesis and respiration are responsible for major transformations of carbon. معظم transformations of carbon في الكربون cycle made by two very important processes اللي هم الفوتوسينثيز والايه؟ والrespiration. الانرجي not recycled. الانرجي not
recycled.
الماتر only recycled because matter recycling is very important as الفود in nature أو الماتر in nature found in limited quantities or in finite quantities. يعني الماتر in nature بيحصل لها recycling لأن هي found in very small quantities. Understand?